What up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? It is Dreadmean here with another Tavern Brawl. This is a bit interesting. I have to talk kind of fast at the start here. It's going to be kind of weird. I'll explain it all in a second. This is the Tavern Brawl. Battle of Barad. Magical creatures are escaping from Barad. Play a minion and get a random spell at the same cost, but for free! Pretty awesome. Obviously I didn't do it yet. 4 hours, win the pack. Now I'm going to click the magical create a deck button, and through the magic of editing, I automatically have a deck. And you guys are going to think that's kind of weird. The format's kind of weird. I'll explain the deck in a minute. I'll explain it all in, like... Alright, let's start from square one. This video is a little different than normal. I'm actually talking to you after I've already filmed the gameplay. So retroactively, I'm actually just watching this in my editor right now. Kind of narrating it as it goes along. So I'm going to make some comments, maybe explain some things, you know, talk about the game, whatever. The format's just slightly different. As you can see, it doesn't matter. The audio's... I don't have to sync the audio this time. I played Paladin. This is against the Mage. I'll get to talking about the game in just a sec. Pardon me. I think I'm getting a little bit sick. My nose is a little stuffy. There's a lot of, like, slimy, grossy, mucusy stuff in my throat, so I'm going to be doing a lot of noises. So, yeah. Oh, where do I start? So, yes, it was Sunday. I had another busy week, so I didn't have the time to record. Oh, and there goes my phone. I didn't have the time to record what was going on. I had like a game or anything until I got back. My weekend was completely filled up. I did LARPing, as if you watched some of the previous videos, you're aware that I do sometimes. I know I've talked about it, I think in a recent Overwatch video I'm going to be doing. Whatever. Who gives a fuck about that? So yes, after you get back from LARPing, you were absolutely fucking dead and exhausted, and I didn't have the mental capacity or energy to record myself and play at the same time. It was also really late. I didn't want to inconvenience my roommate, even though I know he wouldn't give a fuck, but still, I was trying to be nice. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just play it, and I'll talk over it later. Haha. Editing joke. I put it in already. Woohoo. I think that's actually all I have for editing jokes right now, so hope you laughed at that. So yeah, I went into this. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna play. I didn't really actually know what the meta looked like at all. This was a pretty dry run. I thought it'd be cool if, like, I played the Grime Street stuff, because then I can play low-value minions, buff my Paladin stuffs, play good stuffs, get free spells and stuffs, and have a lot of stuff. And it was a disaster. The whole thing went absolute... It was shit. I hated it. I played one game, played against a mage, got my ass handed back to me. This is actually the second game I played, because the first one went so poorly, and it's an adventure, and I'll explain the adventure as we go along. So I skipped the first game, but you wouldn't know that, because whoa, I trimmed it, so you wouldn't realize that. Oh, what a devil I am. It was also because the video was getting really, really long based on the amount of games I had, and I was like, I don't want to make a video this long. I know some people have said they would prefer longer videos, and that's cool, but it was hitting like the 30-minute mark, and not only that, but like I'm kind of strapped for time in terms of editing, so I wanted to sort of get that done. And to do so, I just trimmed out that whole whatever. Yeah, so I did some Grime Street stuff. I didn't really stop to look at the deck because everything's going to be changing a lot. Now I can actually start explaining some of my plays. Maybe we can start talking about the Hearthstone meta. I really, as an overall, the Grim Street, whatever the fuck it's called, is just disappointing. I knew from the start that, like, it just wasn't gonna work, and it made me very sad. Yeah, they're really disappointing. I knew, like, when the expansion was announced, that it was just gonna go south. I saw, like, mages and priests and warlocks get the really cool, like, potions and the one of each deck mechanic, and Jade's by default looks pretty broken to a lot of people, and then we got this. And I knew from all the previous Hearthstone metas that I've experienced that this was, while it's a cool concept, it really is cool. I love the idea to some extent. It just doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is Hearthstone's too fast. It's a slow concept to start, and then you have this really fast game, and I don't, and it sucks that it's fine if it's a gimmick mechanic that everyone has to deal with, but it's a gimmick mechanic that only 3 classes have to deal with, and it's gotten to the point where, like, if you notice, Warrior is doing really well right now, for like ladder play, if I'm correct. And one of the reasons it's doing that so well is because of pirates. It's not doing well because it's using its awesome mechanic. It's doing well because it's abusing pirates. Hunter, I don't think is doing that great, and I heard Paladin is in a fucking huge slump right now, and no one's playing it because it sucks. Like, you can get some, like, anyfin OTKs going on, but other than that, it's shitty, and no one wants to play it because it's shitty. So, like, that should show you right there that there was a bit of a mistake in design, and I don't want to knock Blizzard. I know if I had to design a card game, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I just think they need to be a little more aware of their meta and how it's working, and I know they try their best, but it's tough. I get it, but still, you could try a little harder. You could not build mechanics that are so obviously weaker than the other two. When the deck works, it works really well. The problem is it never works. I heard a bit of news that Blizzard is set like always 2 expansions ahead of time, which I think is really interesting to think about and weird. That means the 2 expansions they're ahead of already have themes. They already have like cards designed, and I think it's actually really bad because that means that every decision they're making isn't reactive. Like, they can't react to the meta if they're 2 expansions ahead and they're like locked into that. And they're really dependent on those expansions to shift the meta. But then they always want to wait they wait all this time, like 2-3 months or something, to see if the meta balances out or if it shifts in its own. So I don't think they're being responsive enough to the beast that is the Hearthstone ladder meta. And it sucks because the ladder doesn't stay in ladder, it pools out everywhere else. I've had wild games in the wild format where I still end up playing against ladder decks because they're still fucking good, so they win. Arena is the only place that's kind of safe from that. But even then, the broken cards you find in ladder are going to be the ones you find in Arena because they get the reoccurrence bonus. So you see them more often. And here, it is here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I make a huge mistake. I miss lethal. I hate myself so much for this. Oh my god, I get so sad. And I'm like, okay, if I can just push in a little bit more damage, if I can just push that bit more damage, I'll get that lethal, and that'll be it. I'll win my game, and that's it. We're all good, and Coolio Rooney, and whoop-de-dingbat. And then this all happens, and everything goes to shit. Watch it unfold! Watch it unfold! Even Tavern Brawl sometimes isn't immune to the bullshit that is ladder. Like, there are some Tavern Brawls where it's beneficial to just fucking play a ladder deck. And the ones we've had recently, we've been fortunate that that's not the case. Fucking Healing Wave. Like, oh my god, I got so pissed. So pissed. No idea. My fingers were crossed. I mean, can I just pull something out? Please. Please, can I just, anything, come on, please. And, and here we go, more healing. It's awesome. I missed lethal because of a slight misplaying. I fucking rolled. Oh, jumping back to between topics. Yeah, I remember there was one video I remember doing. It's sad, I only have like 3 videos filmed, but I can never fucking remember what they are, what the content is. Where I play against a warrior who just slaps at a pirate warrior deck, and it's not actually that good. It doesn't fit in the brawl, but everyone's first reaction is to just build the meta and see if it works, and sometimes it does, and then that brawl's just ruined. But the brawl, like, for last week, the Toll Broad thing is really cool. Honestly, I got fed up with it real fast, and I'll explain why in a bit. The brawl this week, which I'll be filming probably tomorrow, is really fun. It's like the ridiculous, your health is your mana for spells and stuff. And we'll go into that in the video. It'll be a good time. But that's really cool because it promotes a lot of fun and interesting deck building and gameplay, which Ladder just doesn't seem to do. And I don't know if Blizzard's very self-aware as to what they actually accomplish in it, but, you know, who am I to talk? I'm just a fucking 20-ish-year-old douchebag in college who films himself playing card games and talks to people that I've honestly never met. So, put that into perspective. Bam! I have to say, this is a really interesting experience, getting to just narrate. And I'm not even narrating, I'm kind of just rambling about stuff, and maybe I will narrate more closely, but it's stupid to do a play-by-play of the game because you see what's going on. So, like, it can't be that. It gotta be a little more constructive than that. I think, honestly, the conversations are a little more interesting. But normally I can't dedicate myself to talking enough. There's gonna be little taps because I'm accidentally banging into my desk. Oops. I can't, like, dedicate myself to talking because I have to focus on playing. And I can't make good plays because I'm trying to talk while making plays, so I make suboptimal plays, and I guess that doesn't matter because even when I'm not talking, I still make suboptimal plays and I miss lethal. Sad face. So yes, other Hearthstone news that just came out recently, and then you get, you know, fucked with RNG. There's like two sides. There's like two sides of me in this recording. It's the side that I see something in the game, I have to comment on it. I just have to. I'm like, auto comment, can't even deny it, gotta say it. And then there's the guy that's just sitting around talking about the deeper, more important shit. I think that's the duality there is really funny, and I hope me jumping between the topics doesn't incredibly irritate you if it does. Wow, that's sad. Wild Pyromancer, do I do something stupid with it? I feel like I do. What am I doing? Why didn't I play Pyromancer and then wipe his board?
What? They fell off a truck.
I guess I didn't need to do that?
Mind if I roll knee?
What am I thinking? Why? I could have played Pyromancer to all these free spells. What was I doing? Why did I leave his board up? I could have taken care of the whole fucking thing. What the fuck? No! I forgot, he thought stole my Tyrion. Yeah, I got completely dicked in terms of luck. After missing that lethal play, everything really went downhill from there. Where was I? So yes, new interesting news. Hearthstone's year will be changing. We'll be going from the year of the Kraken to the year of the Mammoth, which means standards rolling out. We're losing Black Rock Mountain, we're losing League of Explorers, and I think we're losing Grand Tournament. Grand Tournament, I don't remember what's in Grand Tournament, whether or not anything of it is really relevant to the meta anymore. Back before Jade Druid killed Control Warrior, you used to see Justicar played in Warrior a lot, and it was going to be a sad day when everyone loses Justicar, but that's not happening. Reno's getting taken out, which is sad because a lot of people like to build Reno decks, but I guess that doesn't matter much either because now the people playing Reno decks are mostly like, you know, the priests, the mages, the warlocks, but they'll still get benefit from having the singles in their decks, just not as much as before. It's weird because Reno was a whole deck archetype, so it's going to be kind of sad to see that definitively like killed. It's going to be gone. Apparently, Blizzard is moving some classic cards into a legacy looking form, like a legacy classification, so they can remove it from the queue in the classic stuff. So like Sylvanas, Azure Drake, Ragnaros, Power Overwhelming, and I think Conceal are all getting moved to this Hall of Fame, I believe it's called, archetype, in which they won't be able to be played in Standard. Conceal is weird because I feel like Rogue hasn't been doing all that well, and I think I understand why they pick Conceal. It's one of the cards that's always made Rogue viable. Like, it's what made Miracle Rogue possible, because you could conceal the fucking Gadgetzan Auctioneer, you could conceal Van Cleef. Power Overwhelming is much needed. That's one of the big cards that's kept Zulok alive. Do I think it's enough of a hit to kill Zulok? Of course not. But I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. Didn't play Kazakus. No. I really don't. I had an equality. What was I doing? I actively had an equality. Oh, okay. I don't know why I did that. Man, I must have been real tired. I mean, I was. This was like 2:26 a.m. So yeah, 2:30 on a Sunday. I think I like took a nap. It's after I got out of LARPing because I was fucking dead, and then tried to play this game and got my ass handed back to me. So yeah, power overwhelming. That's a good change. I was super pissed about Sylvanas and Ragnaros because I literally just crafted them, being like, I shouldn't craft stuff from the new set because if I have the classic stuff, I'll always have it. And then I crafted it, and then they're taking it out. However, I heard that they're refunding the dust without having to like disenchant the card, so that's really cool. It means I'll actually be able to get 2 other legendaries when that happens, so that's nice. I think I also don't have Karen yet, so I might make Karen, but Death Rattle decks are also gone, so I don't know. I don't know what to make anymore. I don't really play Standard. I basically play Tavern Brawl for you guys and sometimes for my own interest, but Standard for me right now has been so bad that I just haven't had the interest in trying to play it. Yep, that's the story. Bumped my desk again. Whoops. Am I missing it? Oh, and Azure Drake. Azure Drake I'm kind of sad about because I don't feel like it was an auto-include. I just think they're weird picks because a lot of them don't exist in the meta right now. Like, these are all, like, past meta choices, and they don't really have any bearing on what's going on. The problems right now are, like, Warrior, Shaman, Jade Druid, stuff that, like... Okay, Azure Drake, I get, that's the one thing that's kind of seen relevance, and Sylvanas kind of always has a niche. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't quite fit the way you would think it does. So I think it's just an odd time to decide to do this. I don't disagree with, I guess, in the long run, these are good picks to like, get rid of, because they'll, even though they're not relevant now, at any given time they could be. And I think what's also sort of strange is I feel like a lot of the picks, other than Conceal and Power Overwhelming, are very control deck picks. Or not even mid-range. Sylvanas and Ragnaros are very control deck-centered cards. Same with Azure Drake, because you get the spell damage and it's a draw. So, and they're hitting these auto-include control deck cards that nobody's playing because no one plays control decks in Standard. And it's just weird. Ragnaros doesn't even get played anymore. Games don't last until turn 8. Games end at like turn 7. And it was at this point where I got so fucking frustrated playing because I got so close to winning and just couldn't. And oh god, this was a disaster. This shit. Flame Waker is the stupidest card. That's not gonna be missed when it gets cycled out due to Blackrock. So yeah, looking forward to the new year. I'm hoping that it does something to shake the meta. I'm hoping that the pirate changes I heard. They're making the like 1 mana 1/2 that gets 2 attack for when there's a pirate. They're turning it into a 1 mana 1/1. I don't know if that's really a significant change. The problem I found with the card was that it traded with 2-drops, and the fact that it still gets 3, like it still gets the +2 attack means it's still gonna trade with most 2-drops. So like that problem isn't fixed. But whatever. Whatever. God, I hope you enjoyed this really in-depth, like meta-ish discussion. I'm gonna have to shift gears for a second here as I'm looking at the timer on the video. Yes, I got furious at this, so he just Flame Wakered me down, and that's why I can't wait for that card to disappear. It was at this point that I got super fucking frustrated because it was clear that Mage just dominated everything. So I turned around and made a Mech Mage deck. And here I learned to count 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect curve, boom, boom, boom. Yes, I then played like a game or 2 games with a Mech Mage and realized I wasn't recording. Got really mad. Again, this was a bad night. Yeah, it must have been 1 game based on the time. So I played 1 game as the Mech Mage. I think I lost it. Oh, I realized I wasn't recording, so I conceded. And I was already like losing to another mage anyway. So then I did this. And then I make a sick play. It's so sick nasty that the warrior just fucking gives up. Yeah, I was waiting for it, and it didn't come, and the timing on that is weird. So yeah, I thought that was really funny because I struggled all this time to get a recording, and then boop, there's the pack, woo! And I was gonna make, like, I had the beginning all set out, so I was gonna start from here as if I didn't play the other games, and then this happens, so I've decided to throw in the Paladin games before. Of course, we're gonna open our pack. Woohoo! I try to be all fancy with it. Why did I pick this time to get really fancy with opening my pack? Because I'm gonna fuck around with the cards for a minute. And I'm not really excited about anything, because these packs, again, always disappoint. It's a joke, but really, it's not. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna be on my way. See you, nerds! Oh! That was gross! I had slobber all over my face, that was stupid! Why the fuck did I do that? That didn't help me. That didn't help me ready up for this at all. Ugh. Ugh. Gross.